Hey, everybody, welcome back for another deep dive.
I'm excited for this one.
Oh, yeah, me too. And I think this is going to be something that everybody listening can relate to, at least on some level.
Sure.
We are going to be talking about regret.
Ooh, yeah, big topic.
Huge. Yeah, and how to, stop dwelling on it and maybe, how to kind of move forward in a better way.
Absolutely.
So we've got some fascinating source material here that we're going to be pulling from.
Yeah, I was really struck by a lot of the stuff that I read.
Me too. And I think that there's some actionable things in here that people can take away and apply to their own lives.
Definitely.
So, one of the things that just jumped out at me from one of the sources was this idea, and I'm going to quote it directly, that regret is a result of inaction.
Wow.
What do you think about that?
I mean, it's so true, right? Like, when we think about the things that we regret, it's often the things that we didn't do.
It's not the things that we did do.
Right, exactly. It's like, oh, I should have taken that chance, or I should have said that thing, or I should have gone on that trip.
Yeah. Have you ever experienced that, like in your own life? I mean, I know I definitely have, where it's just like, man, I really wish I had done that.
Oh, all the time. I mean, I think as humans, we're kind of hardwired to like avoid potential loss, right?
Yeah.
So we get so caught up in thinking about all the things that could go wrong if we take a risk that we end up not taking any risks at all.
And then that leads to regret
Yeah.
because you're just sitting there going, oh, man, like, what if I had done this? What if I had just gone for it?
Exactly. It's like we get stuck in this analysis paralysis.
Yeah.
We're so afraid to make a move in case it's the wrong one that we end up making no move at all.
Right. And you know what our source kind of goes on to say, and I love this part. It says, do what you fear and chase your dreams.
Ooh, I love that.
It's like it knew we were talking about this very thing, right?
They were reading our minds.
I know. Because it's so clearly, if we're afraid of doing something, but we really want to do it, like there's that tension there, right?
Right.
And the only way to kind of break through that is to actually do the thing that we're afraid of.
Absolutely. And I think there's a real link there between fear and inaction.
Yeah.
Fear keeps us in our comfort zones.
Right.
But growth happens outside of our comfort zones.
Definitely outside of your comfort zone, for sure.
Like the source isn't saying to be reckless,
Right.
but to acknowledge that discomfort often comes before fulfillment.
Oh, for sure.
Ooh.
I mean, think about, anybody who's ever achieved anything great.
Yeah.
They had to go through some discomfort, right? I mean, you think about athletes.
Oh, yeah.
They have to train and push themselves to their limits.
Totally. Entrepreneurs, they have to take risks and
Yeah.
face rejection.
Artists,
Yeah.
musicians, they had to put their work out there and face criticism.
Yeah, it's not always easy, but it's so worth it.
And it makes me think of that, saying the pain of discipline is nothing compared to the pain of regret.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Because it's like, if we're disciplined and we push ourselves, even when it's hard, even when we don't want to,
Yeah.
it's going to be so much better in the long run than if we just give up and then regret it later.
Right. And discipline doesn't have to be this like big scary thing.
It doesn't.
It can be about those small daily choices that we make.
Right.
Choosing to have that tough conversation, sticking to a creative project, even when inspiration wanes. Those things add up.
Be due over time.
Yeah, to a life where we're more in control and we feel more fulfilled.
So what I'm hearing is that it's not just about like what we regret, but like how those regrets kind of shape our future choices.
Exactly, because if we let regret paralyze us, then we're never going to move forward.
Right.
But if we can learn from our regrets and use them to inform our future decisions, then they can actually be a powerful tool for growth.
And one of the things our source talks about is like, it's almost healthy to have a little bit of regret because it shows that you've evolved.
Right. It means you're not the same person you were before.
Exactly.
And you've learned from your experience.
You've grown.
Yeah.
So I love that point. Instead of saying, what if I had done X?
Right.
Ask yourself, what can I learn from this experience to inform my next decision?
I love that reframe. It's so much more empowering
It is, right?
than dwelling on the past.
So now our source throws out a pretty powerful question I want to throw to you, the listener.
Ooh, okay, I'm ready.
If you could go back in time and give your younger self one piece of advice to avoid future regrets, what would it be?
Oh, that's a deep one.
Right.
I think I would tell my younger self to worry less about what other people think
Oh, yeah.
and to just go for it, chase those dreams, take those risks.
Because at the end of the day, you're going to regret the things you didn't do more than the things that you did do.
Exactly. And sometimes the advice we would give our past selves is exactly what we need to hear in the present.
Yeah, because sometimes I think we forget those things.
Yeah.
Like we learned them, and then we're like, oh, yeah, I know that, but we don't actually apply it.
That's
Well, this has been a really great reminder that we all have regrets,
We do.
but we all have the power to choose action over inaction,
Yes.
to choose courage over fear,
So powerful.
and to learn from our past experiences and make better choices in the future.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
All right, thanks for joining us for another deep dive.
Until next time.
See ya.
Bye.